prophets that have prophesied before me. Because when you read in the scriptures, you have those names. You have Moses was a prophet, Daniel. You have Ezekiel. You have Jeremiah. You have Isaiah. You have Micah. You have John. Right? You have Amos. These guys, these names that you see in the Bible are prophets. They prophesy. When you read these scriptures, they prophesy against the kingdoms that they lived in, of war and pestilence and evil. And the way I know that, right? And let's see here. And the way I know that, right? When you look at this particular picture right here, this is Nebuchadnezzar, right? Right? When you look at that, the breakdown of that is the gold stands for the Babylonian Empire. Now the Babylonians, they ruled for a certain period of time, but guess what? The kingdom did not rule forever. The Babylonians, even before the Babylonians, the Assyrians ruled. And they didn't rule forever. They were taken down by the Babylonians, right? And the Babylonians were taken down by the Medo-Persians, which that's silver. When you see that silver, that's what that stands for. And who took down the Medo-Persians, if you know? The Medo-Persian Empire, Artaxerxes and them. They got taken down by Darius, and they got taken down by Alexander the Great in the Greek Empire. And through the Greeks, the Romans came in, right? The Romans came and they took down the Greeks, man. Those were actually Edomites fighting Edomites, so-called white men warring against so-called white men. The Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, right? And then the Roman Empire, fell in 193, right? And then it came the Dark Ages. So that's how I know when I tell you that these prophets prophesy against the countries they were in, the war and pestilence, man. They told them, they prophesied it. You had prophets in those particular areas, these eras of rulership. These prophets of the Bible were there, man. And they prophesied against those kingdoms, man. So we are here in the last days. This is the last days. We are prophesying against this kingdom, man. We telling these people, man, that, hey, war is coming. Pestilence is coming. More than it is now. Because a pestilence is a disease, man. You have the CDC, Center for Disease Control in Atlanta. They come up with different diseases, man, to put out here on the people, man, just to see how they react. So they can come up with a serum to not cure it, but cause it to be, what's the word I want to use?
Dormant.
Yeah, dormant, the water. Be dormant. So they make money. They always told us the money was in the medicine, man. And they do that, man. But hey, it's gonna be more plagues because of the nuclear destruction, the nuclear missiles. That's a plague within itself. Because that particular plague won't be any medicine for it. You know, it says the prophets that have been before me and before the old prophesy against many countries, right? And we prophesying against this country, telling these people, hey, war is coming to this country. We prophesy against the other countries, telling them war is coming against y'all also. It says, both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence, man. We telling you war is coming, right? This is
stay away from me.
This is Jeremiah. Jeremiah 10.
I like these tools, man. I like these tools. See who I'm listening to.
Yeah. It says Jeremiah 10 and 2. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen. So he's telling our people, learn not the way of the heathen, man.
Yeah, that was the heathen.
Those were heathens. Those were natural heathens, because you have two kinds of heathens, right? You have a natural heathen, right, which is the other nations outside of Israelites. Because when you read it in Exodus, the 4th chapter, the Lord chose Israel because he said, they are my firstborn son. That's who I love, right? But those are natural born heathens of the other nations. And then you have what's called heathen. When we as Israelites, because we were scattered among those nations, we start taking on their customs.
Become like them.
We become like those heathen. So we become Gentiles. So when you read in the New Testament, when you read that word Gentile, and over majority, is a big percentage, is talking about an Israelite who took on the customs of the other nations. That's where you get the word Hellen, Hellenists, and Hellenistas. The Hellenistas were the Jews who knew they were Jews, right? And they kept their customs. Hellenists were the Greek-speaking Jews, right? They knew they were the Greek-speaking Jews. They knew they were Jews, right? They followed, they spoke their language, right? And they followed the customs. But then you have what's called a Hellen, right? A Hellen actually does not even know that he is a Jew, and he don't know nothing about his heritage. He just follows the customs of the land he was born in. You know? That's just like, we always make the point where if I had a kid in Japan with a Japanese girl, and she had the baby and he never knew who his father was. He grew up in Japan, he would speak Japanese, he would learn the Japanese culture. He would be a Hellen. He would be an Israelite, right? Because he's from me, but he would be in Japan, growing up under the Japanese culture, never knowing that he's an Israelite, right? Then you have some that they grow up in these countries like Germany, right? They're Israelites, right? They grow up in they speak this language, but then they come back to their nationality. They come back and say, "Oh, that's what I am. That's what we were. We were once Gentiles. We're Hellenists, man. We speak what this language is, what English, but we really are Jews, man, and Israelites, man." The reason why I say Jews and Israelites is because when you look up the Judah, Jew is short for Judah. That's where the word Jew comes from. Because back at the time when the Lord was on the scene, the three nations, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, they were all together, and you couldn't tell us apart. Like if you brought a Haitian guy and a Benjamite, a Haitian and a Jamaican here, and we all had the same haircut, you probably couldn't tell who was who. And we didn't speak. So they knew they had the tribe of Judah in captivity, so they didn't even want to try to figure it out. So they was like, "Hey, well, all of them, they Jews." That's where that name came from, man. That's how that name come about.
So the people we think of as Jews, what tribe are they?
The ones you think are Jews now?
That we are told are Jews.
Oh, hold on, let me get this out. Good question. I mean, these cats right here.
Yeah, those guys.
These guys.
That's what when you say Jew, this is what most people think.
Those guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I have Revelations? Give me Revelation. Now we use this. This scripture right here was basically talking about our people back in that time, right? But we use it for these people too. Go ahead.
What is it?
Revelations 2 and 9.
This is Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulations and poverty.
The Lord said, "I know your works, tribulation, and poverty," right? He knows the condition that the nation of Israel is in. He knows the condition that his people are in. Go ahead.
But thou art rich.
He said, "We rich because we have the scriptures. We have the true knowledge." This is riches right here. This is money, man. When you have this, can't nobody take it away from you. Because we're able to discern who is who and everybody. And what spirit they coming in and whatnot. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy
Oh, you know the blasphemy, right? Go ahead.
of them which say they are Jews.
Them who say they are Jews, which we know right now, you got people saying they're Jews in the land of Israel. Those guys, right? Go ahead.
And are not.
And are not. Go ahead.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
They're the synagogues of Satan, man. the synagogues of Satan. And that's what they pray in. They pray in synagogues. They on the Wailing Wall. Damn. Go ahead.
Fear none of those things without
that goes into something else. Go ahead, give me 3 and 9. Jump to 3 and 9, Baba Kasha.
This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. Mm-hmm. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews.
The ones who say they are Jews, go ahead.
And are not.
And they are not, right?
But do lie.
They do lie.
Behold,
go ahead.
I will make them to come and worship before thy feet.
He said they're going to make them come and worship before thy feet. So in the end, they're going to come and worship before the true Israelites' feet. These guys right here, who you see right here, when you type in the word Khazars.
How you spell that?
Khazar. And the Khazars come from the Caucasus Mountains. Georgia, Russia. Right? That's where you get the word Caucasian from. The Caucasus Mountains. That's them.
Cave dwellers.
Cave dwellers.
I know a little bit.
That's who they are, man. Yeah. And these people right here, they claim they have taken. That's why it says, when you read this sign right here, it says they impersonation of the holy judges. Right? The nation of Israel are the judges. They are impersonating themselves as the real Jews. That's a crime, bro. Against them. That's blasphemy. That's a crime. And they go by nothing in the scriptures. They actually read what's called the Talmud. Yeah. They say, we go by the Torah. They read the Talmud, man. You start reading the Talmud, man. That's a filthy book, bro. I haven't read it. You know, these guys are these dudes, newborn babies. They'll suck the penis of a newborn baby.
That's true fact. Sometimes they give the baby a disease from that.
Exactly.
I've heard about that.
So these guys are, man, the Lord is going to deal with these guys, man. And these are the same guys who run your diamond districts. They run your banking, the banking family, the what you call them, the Rothschild, right? They call themselves. They say, they can trace their lineage back to Bucking Kane, man.
Man, I wish my dad was here. He was here earlier. He'd love it.
You know.
He would love it.
So these dudes are, these are the filthy of the earth, man. They the one got everything upside down. These same guys are the ones who got it where 2 guys can marry 2 guys, man. And we know by Leviticus 20 and 18, 20 and 13, that's an abomination. You know?
Yeah, they're trying to make everybody like that.
2 women can marry each other. You can have 2 women marry each other and then turn around and adopt the same sex kid. Or adopt a boy. How you gonna have 2? Man.
Hey man, a man like that.
Hey man, America is they're about to basically pay for the filthiness, man. The abominations, man. They about to pay, man. Go ahead.
This is Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. Mm-hmm. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lied with a woman.
See, that's having intercourse. That's what a man's supposed to do to a woman. You lay down, and you sleep with her. You know? That's Leviticus 20 and 13. That's the natural order. Go ahead.
Both of them have committed an abomination.
An abomination, a filthy act, man. So 2 men ain't supposed to be together, man. You know, we call it in the scriptures, call them sodomites. You know?
They shall surely be put to death.
They shall surely, meaning certainly, it's going to happen. They're going to be put to death, man.
Their blood shall be upon them.
Their blood shall be upon them, man. And you've known people to be like that for the longest, man. Give me Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes is right by Isaiah, the 8th chapter. I want to say the 14th verse.
What you want?
8 and 11. I got it. This Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So that's the evil act that they're doing when they sleep with one man, sleep with another man. But just because the Lord don't kill you after the act,